How does the man with no legs and one arm jump out of bed faster than people with all their arms and all their legs? What's going on, everybody? It's Nick Santonastasso, and if you're watching this video, you probably found me from a motivational video, a funny video, inspirational video, whatever it may be, and you wanted to dive deeper. And so first and foremost, I want to acknowledge you for being here because you got curious and you wanted more information. Now, for those that don't know me, I'm Nick Santonastasso, and over the past 8 years, I've spent my life and dedicated my life to learning healing modalities, to learning psychology, to learning what makes humans tick and how do you get people to the next level. And the truth is, I've been able to build multi-seven-figure businesses as a man with no legs of an arm who had all the odds stacked against him due to the very things that I'm about to share with you inside of this video. I'm going to make it simple. I'm going to make it super short. Not like me, I'm short, but I'm going to make it short and I'm going to make it straight to the point. And I can assure you that if you stay till the end, I will give you a different outlook on life. I will give you a strategy to make a more compelling vision for your life. And most importantly, if you follow through on what I'm about to tell you, you will be more fired up to live. I know it's crazy. The man with no legs and an arm jumps out of bed faster than most people, but I'm going to share exactly how I can do this. And the truth is, as you dive into the channel and all of this free value, understand that we live in the information age. And the most dangerous information is the information that you don't know. And it's a good thing I got one finger. You're one piece of information from changing the trajectory of your life forever. And so if your mind is open, your heart is open, and your soul is open, and you listen to the end, you are going to have some enlightenment, but most importantly, you're going to be fired up about life. Now, the truth is, I wasn't always fired up about life. I wasn't always successful. I wasn't always in shape. I was actually an unconfident, suicidal, chubby Italian kid who lived in America and didn't know what he was going to do for money, didn't know what he was going to do for purpose, didn't know how he was going to feed himself, be financially free. And this one skill that I'm going to teach you allowed me to continue the journey when it was hard because I had a compelling vision. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about today over the next 7 to 8 minutes is how you can create a compelling vision for your life that gets you fired up. Now, there's a quote, I'm pretty sure it's in the Bible, and I'm not preaching to you, but it's a Bible quote. A man without vision will perish, meaning a human being without a vision on where he's going and where he wants to go or where she's going and where she wants to go, you'll be lost. And the truth is the majority of the world are what we call wanderers. They wander around with no intention and no purpose, but since you're on this video, you're different, right? And so I want you to understand this. There are going to be a lot of things in your life that you do not want to do. There's going to be seasons of your life of building, of training, of getting more skills that is not so sexy. But if you have a compelling vision, something deeper than yourself, something greater than yourself that will be the shiny thing that you can keep your focus on, that's how you have the stamina or the enthusiasm or the resilience and persistence to keep going. So I want you to understand this. There's two forms of motivation. There's push and there's pull. My hallucination is that you watching this video have been pushing for too long, my friend. You've been pushing towards your goals. You've been pushing towards your vision. You've been pushing towards relationships. You've been pushing towards your physique, and you got burnt out. And the truth is you can only go so far pushing. But the real secret is identifying a pull. And you may be asking, Nick, what's a pull? A pull is something that is so deep, it's so meaningful to you, your soul, it's in your DNA, that it will keep you going on the days where you don't want to keep going. Now, for me, one of my compelling visions and one of my pulls is my parents. I want to give my parents a life like they gave for me. And so when I'm tired, when I don't want to speak, when I don't want to do meetings, when I don't want to train, I understand and I realize that my parents are still working and there's still more work that needs to be done. And so let's break this down. If you want to jump out of bed, fired up, ready to attack life, you need to take time to create your compelling vision, and you need to romanticize with your future so you cannot be stuck in the past. Let me say that again. You need to romanticize your future so you don't stay stuck in the past. And so what you need to do is do the hardest work most humans will never do, is think. You need to take quiet time, pull out the paintbrush of life, and start drawing your canvas of what you want your life to look like. But the truth is, maybe up until this point, you let other people paint your canvas. You let other people give you the vision. I mean, let's be real here. Let's be honest. How many of you have ever been in a season of your life where you're actually working towards something and then you ask yourself, why am I even doing this? Because it was someone else's vision that was placed in your heart and it wasn't even your own. So I'll give you an example. a few examples real quickly, and then I'll give you some action items so you can go and implement this. Because remember, knowledge is potential power. The real power comes from implementation. And so there was a moment where I was a famous prankster and I was moving to LA to become a prankster and to pursue this career. And when I got to LA, I sat down in my one-bedroom apartment in my loft and I started romanticizing with my future. Now, what does that mean? I sat down and I said, okay, how much money do you want to make? What body fat percentage do you want to be at? What do you want? What do you want your daily car to be? How much money do you want to give your family? Where do you want to travel to? And I started getting excited about life. I started getting excited about my future and where I wanted to go. And what's pretty interesting, and this is a whole nother topic for a whole nother time, but I'm a speaker, I could speak forever. But when you're clear on exactly where you're going, you train the part of your brain called the RAS, the reticular activating system. It's the filter that your brain sees through. It's the lens that you see life through. So for example, if I told you I wanted a Porsche GT3 RS, because I'm focused on the Porsche, I'm going to see more Porsches around me. Did they make more Porsches? No, but I tuned into what I wanted and now I can see more of it. What if I were to tell you one of your biggest blocks, and the people out there, one of their biggest blocks is they're always focused on the things that they don't want, so they get more of the things they don't want. Don't miss it. You don't get the life you have, you get the life you focus on. And so I created a compelling vision for my life. 5 months ago, I moved to Dubai. This is 8 years later after I understood this technique. When I got to Dubai, I sat down with my business partner and I said, let's romanticize with our life and create a compelling vision. What did we do? We said, who are the people do we want to meet? Again, what body fat percentage do you want to be at? Do you want six-pack abs? How much money do you want to give your parents? How much money do you want to give away? What skills do you want to acquire? What relationships do you want to build? Where do you want to travel? Where do you want to live? What kind of car do you want to drive? What kind of girl do you want? What kind of guy do you want? I'm telling you that this one exercise is an exercise that 95% of the world never does, and 95% of the world never gets the life that they truly desire or they truly want. I said it earlier, the hardest work most people will never do is think. And so I'm going to challenge you here today. And the way that I'm going to challenge you here today is in the comments after you're done thinking, I want you to drop your compelling vision in the comments. I want to know what skills you want to acquire. I want to know what weight do you want to be. I want to know where do you want to travel. I want to know which philanthropy aspects do you want to invest in. I want to know which people do you want to help. I want to know where your relationships are, where you're going to move in the world, where you're going to travel, when you're going to retire your family. I want to know it, because the truth is, when you not only create it, but you speak it, now the universe holds you accountable. And I will see it in the comments, and the internet will hold you accountable. So if you're up for taking things to the next level, my action item for you here today is to go think. To go, maybe you go into an inspiring place. Maybe it's a rich coffee shop, or maybe it's an exotic car dealership, or maybe it's at the beach, or maybe it's in a park, or maybe it's in the desert. But I want you to take the time to think about your life, where you're going, who you want to become, the relationships you want. Specificity is key, and the clarity is power. Clarity is what gives you power, because once you identify exactly where you're going and the things that you want to achieve, you can then tune into the right networks, resources, and opportunities that are all around you that can help you get to the next level. Because if we're honest, because the truth will set you free, you know it to be true, there are opportunities all around you, but if you're focused on the wrong thing, you're going to miss it. There are relationships all around you that could benefit you, but if you're focused on the wrong thing, you don't even know they're there. I mean, how many times in your life has there been a moment where you weren't aware of a situation, a business idea, an opportunity, a relationship, and then it came into your awareness and your whole life changed? That's why this stuff is so important, because it seems so simple, but success is simple, but simple ain't easy. And so the question becomes, are you willing to take the time to sit down, think about life, get very clear on it, and create a compelling vision so deep that you will never waver. You will never quit. You will never fall off the track, because you know you have an end goal, there is light at the end of the tunnel, and you're pushing towards that compelling vision. The truth is, my friend, there should be no reason why the man with no legs of an arm is more fired up about life than you are. But everybody has the opportunity and the tools to create desire, to create inspiration, to create motivation, but most importantly, to create a pull that will pull you out of bed when you don't want to get out of bed. You want to retire your parents? Do you want to be the one in your bloodline that changes it for everyone? Do you want to go where you want, when you want, with the people you want? That's why we do it. There's a deeper reasoning, and I want to push you to find that deeper reasoning and to create your compelling vision. That's our action item. If you got value from this video and you're willing to execute, I think your life will go to the next level. By the way, there's tons of free videos all over this channel. And if you're up for it, I would invite you, if you're about it and you want to go deeper, come join our inner circle, where every single Monday I'm training people just like you. I'm bringing my celebrity friends in. We got a community, we got courses, we got all the things. But most importantly, what I'm teaching you are things that are going to change my life. What you're going to see in this free content is things that change my life. And there's 3 things in specific that changed my life, and that's coaching, that's consistency, and that's community. I would not be at this level at 28 years old if it wasn't for the mentors. And if I get knowledge and I don't share it with you, I'm doing the world a disservice. And so I wanted to create this accessible for you. You can test drive it from the inside. In the link, there'll be a free trial. If you like the energy, you like the community, and the information clicks, come join us. If not, I still love you. But we're going to be dropping value on this page every single week, because everybody deserves the next level of life. And for those that are hungry, the life you want is on the other side of that. Be curious, keep learning, keep growing, and be the one in the family that changes it for your whole bloodline. I'm Nick Santonastasso. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you in the next one.